Hey everyone, it's Holly and I'm back with another video. This is going to be my spring TBR. I've been doing this for this will be the third season I'm doing this? Yes. I did it in fall and winter and now I'm doing it for the spring. I have my window open, so if you hear anything, that's why. Even though it's actually only like 35 degrees out, but I'm like super stir crazy. I also feel like I'm super close to the camera right now. I just want to say I think I've been in a very weird place the last few months and it's just kind of like, I don't know, I think it's just cabin fever, at least that's what I hope it is, but it's definitely carrying over into this. Like, my reading has definitely decreased. I don't have any desire to film. Having the fresh air and stuff is definitely helping. I used to try and upload 3 times a week on the channel, and I can't do that. Like, it was way too stressful. So I'm going to try and upload once a week. No promises, but that's what I'm going to try and do. And I didn't do a February wrap up. I do plan on doing it hopefully next week. I don't know. I've been in a really weird reading mood lately, so I feel like this kind of like represents that. Now, I just picked 5 books that I want to read over the next 3 months, and sometimes they're books I've been kind of putting off. Actually, that's basically what this is. There's all books, well, 4 books I've been putting off, and 2 have shown up in TBRs before because they are books I did not read when they were on my TBR, so I put them on here in an effort to get them read. So first is I want to finish this Theft of Swords bind up. So for my winter TBR, the first book, the Crown Conspiracy, was on it. The second book, I don't know how to say, Partha? I don't know. I want to get read. Did I say this is book 1 or volume 1 of the Rhyria Revelations? This is a fantasy book. I really enjoyed the first one. It was definitely like an easy read, like I wasn't bogged down in it or anything, and I enjoyed the characters, so I want to keep going. Then, oh geez, dropping things, is Unspoken by Sarah Reese Brennan, which is the second book in the Lynborn, or the first book in the Lynborn Legacy, and I got this for Christmas like in 2014 from my brother, and I did recently buy books 2 and 3, and I've been putting this off for some unknown reason. I don't know, so I really want to give it a try, and I've been reading a ton of romance lately, so I kind of want to try and like force myself out of that. I recently forced myself out of it with a book and I really enjoyed that book. So romance is definitely my comfort area and it will always be the thing I go back to, but I don't want to like let the other books on my shelf go. So, and I am very interested in this series. It's like a young adult paranormal. I've heard it has like a super slow burning romance, but it's supposed to be very, very good, and I've never read anything by Sarah Reese Brennan. It's Across the Star Swept Sea by Diana Peter Friend, still don't know how to say her name. This is the second book in this series, kind of. It's like a companion series. The first one is For Darkness Shows the Stars, which I loved and was a Persuasion retelling. I believe this is a retelling of something, but I don't place in a different part of the world than For Darkness Shows the Stars, and my understanding is this has a lot more like science-y things and you get a lot more information about the world and what's going on and what happened than you do in For Darkness Shows the Stars. I know a lot of people didn't like this as much. I don't know, I bought it right away after reading For Darkness Shows the Stars and then I never picked it up. I think I'm just like so scared I'm not gonna like it, but I'm sure it'll be fine because, oh, it's The Scarlet Pimpernel is what it's inspired by, which I've never read and I don't know anything about. Find out what The Scarlet Pimpernel is about before I read it. I don't know. I feel like I'm very crazy, like I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, but yes, I do want to read this. Sorry for like my craziness. I didn't read on my fall TBR that I want to get to is Dragonfly and Amber by Diana Gabaldon. Especially since I've been in such a weird reading mood, and I like cut back on my reading. I feel like some people would react the opposite way that I am. Is I'm like, well, at this point I might as well take a book that's going to take me a week and a half to read. I keep thinking about trying to read this slowly, but I'm afraid that I would get sucked in. I don't know, I'm very confused. If you've read this, can you just let me know, is it like a slower read? or is it like a super fast-paced read? Outlander kind of slow, so if it's on par with Outlander and that's what you think, then let me know. That'll be a good clue. The last one is from last season's TBR, and that is The Remedy by Suzanne Young. I have no idea why I'm not reading this at this point. Originally, I was not reading it because I was like, I know it ends on a cliffhanger because one, I know Suzanne Young, and two, when this book came out, it was all over Twitter and Instagram. People like that like Suzanne Young. So people were like, oh my gosh, why did you do that to me, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, well, I don't want to do that to myself. The wait between the program and the treatment, which I read it pretty close together, was hard on me because the program was such an emotional read for me that I just didn't want to go through that again, so I've been waiting. But I'm pretty sure the second book in this series, The Epidemic, comes out in April, so I have no excuse now. So I really just need to pick this up, and I am very excited to read it. I really liked the program duology, and this is like a prequel to that. So the books that I plan on reading in the spring, hopefully it happens. If you've read any of these or you have any suggestions, let me know. Like I said with Outlander or Dragonfly and Amber, let me know how you thought the pacing was. I can plan how I'm going to read that. And if any of these you want reviews or anything like that, feel free to let me know. I've been very much in a review mood lately, so I think I'm going to be filming a ton of reviews for you soon, and I have an idea for a slightly different kind of review that will hopefully happen soon-ish. I don't know, and we'll see how that goes. But teasers, because that'll make you come back. So thank you so much for watching and sticking around if you have, and putting up with my like random posting.